is up, guys? Mega Matt here. We are on the road. I am here with TJ Kitsune, who is driving like a reckless idiot. But anyway, no, just kidding.
Right.
And Mr. Raven J.
How's it going?
So we are heading to Brookfield, Wisconsin, to the Midwest Gaming Classic. It is a little convention we go to every year, look for video games. Hopefully I'll find some good stuff. But anyways,
Good stuff.
we will see you guys in the show. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that overview of the Midwest Gaming Classic 2015. I love going to this convention every year. However, I noticed the video game section, the games keep getting higher in price and the vendors don't seem to want to budge, it seems like. But besides that, it's always a good time. There's always a lot of arcades, a lot of pinballs. It's just a lot of fun. But for what I did get a couple games. I did not get a lot due to the pricing of the vendor hall and the vendors and that. But this first game I got came from a guy in Madison, video game store we go to a lot. It was his first time being a vendor at the convention, so his prices were actually pretty fair. So, but I did end up getting this. He had like 12 on it. He did go down to 10. But this is Raiden 3 for the PS2. Really fun shoot 'em up. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Really fun shoot 'em up. Really hard, actually. A lot of these shoot 'em up games are pretty difficult. But it's a really fun game. Next thing I got was Capcom Disney game, which I've been looking for a couple of these. So there's one I knocked off my list. So this is Tailspin for the regular Nintendo, which is another shoot 'em up game for the NES. Fun game, and again hard, but it's a fun game. One nice thing I got was I've been collecting these a lot lately. I don't know why, but I just like these games for some reason, and I think I might go for a complete collection down the road. But I think there's only, I'm not sure, I think there's 30 of these titles or whatever. and that's the classic NES series games for the Game Boy Advance. I found this one. This one's actually sealed. I do have a couple that are sealed that I found. Um, this one was $40, and I actually got him down to 35, which still isn't bad, but it's factory sealed, and that is Castlevania for the Game Boy Advance Classic NES series, and it is indeed factory sealed. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that, but yeah, it's sealed. So pretty cool there. And then the last game I got, which actually I did not buy, it was actually bought for me. Raven actually bought this for me. Raven's such a cool guy. He didn't have to buy any games for me. I wasn't expecting him to buy me something. He actually bought Jason a couple games as well, and a bunch of other friends that he has. He bought games for, and he's just that kind of guy. I mean, he's such a caring guy. So thank you, Raven, if you're watching. That's pretty awesome. But we were looking at guy had a bunch of repros, and basically repros are basically games that are fan made or have been altered in a way. So and they play this like the same game, original game it's supposed to play as, but it's just like the levels are different. This was a Mega Man game. The Robot Masters had different weapons, and I have not beat it yet. I'm kind of stuck where I'm at right now because it's kind of hard. But this is Mega Man Ultra, and this is obviously not the original cover for it. It's just somebody printed a label for it. I don't really know if there is an original label. I don't think there is. But this is actually Mega Man 2 for the regular NES, and it has all the same Robot Masters in it and everything, but the levels are different, and the weapons that the Robot Masters have are different. So you have to kind of figure out a whole new what's the word I'm looking for? I cannot think right now. Just like a whole new scheme to go for this game. That's not the right word, but anyway, you have to go through this game differently than you would like a regular Mega Man game, obviously, because it's all different. So, yeah. Sorry, that's random. But anyway, that's all I got for Midwest Gaming Classic. Like I said, just the prices weren't all that great. I know Jason was looking at a Dreamcast game that it was on his list, but they were just asking way too much for it. I mean, it was above eBay pricing. So, I mean, just crazy. And and to mention, I have a quick story here. I brought my copy of Bubble Bobble 2 because I was thinking about trading it for a couple boxed Mega Man games that I do not have. So I found a vendor that had Mega Man 1 complete in box. He was asking $250 for it, which is kind of on the high end, but I understand how he got his price because the condition that it was in, it was near mint. I mean, you never really find Mega Man 1 near mint, like in mint condition. It's just hard to come by. A lot of times I find it and the box is just, crushed or it just looks like it's been through hell and back, honestly. But he had a really nice copy of this. So I approached him and I said, would you be interested in doing a trade? And he said, oh yeah, that's fine. That's great. So I pulled the game out, showed it to him, and he was looking it up on his phone or whatever. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was just looking up the price. And he's like, what do you want to trade for? So I told him, Mega Man 1. He kind of looked at me. He's like, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I mean, it's not really even trade. And my eyes just kind of lit up when he said that. And because Bubble Bobble 2, I think, is well fair enough of a trade for a box copy of Mega Man 1. But he offered me like $190 cash for the game, and then he told me if I wanted, I could put more cash down to get Mega Man 1. So I was just kind of like, no, dude, it's a fair enough trade straight up. So, but we didn't make a deal, obviously. So, and then as I was leaving, I had like 2 or 3 guys approach me asking me if I wanted to sell Bubble Bobble 2, which I really don't want to sell it. I just kind of wanted to trade it. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think I'm going to sell it or trade it because it is pretty cool of a game. I mean, I'm not real big. I played the first Bubble Bobble and I liked it a lot, and I played this one and I don't know, I really didn't like it. But, it's one of those games that every collector kind of wants in their collection. So, I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. But for right now, I'm just going to keep it. So, down the road, I'm looking for DuckTales 2 and Chippendales 2. I really kind of want those. So, but anyway, that's my little story. And, oh, by the way, if you want to hear me like rant more about this kind of stuff, about the vendor hall and everything, Raven brought a voice recorder and we did a mini podcast on the ride to and from Midwest Gaming Classic. And on the way back from the trip, I just kind of go off on the vendor and everything. And then, oh, there was another vendor selling graded games. If you guys don't know what graded games are, basically it's kind of like what you do with currency, like old currency. You send it in and they put a value on it depending on its condition and everything, and then they send it back to you. Well, you can do that with video games apparently. I guess you can do it with just about anything. But I think grading video games is stupid in my opinion. Because they put them in a case and you're never gonna play them. Like if you take them out of this case and you just it loses its value, and there's no point of grading it if you're just gonna take it out. So, but he had like 5 games. I was interested in one of them. It was Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64. He wanted $1,100 for it. So there was no way I was gonna pay that much for that, and I don't know. I don't think I went back later on and he still had all those games sitting there, so obviously he didn't sell anything. So just that, it blows my mind sometimes people what they want or what they do to sell video games. But anyway, so if you want to listen to that podcast, I believe I'm not 100% sure if it's out yet. I don't think it is. But if you go to Raven's website, it's unsure.com. He has a link to all the podcasts that he does. And if you just keep an eye out, I'm sure he'll have it out. And it'll probably say Midwest Gaming Classic Trip or something. So if you want to listen to that, you'll hear me just kind of go off and everything. So, alright, moving on. So, non-Midwest Gaming Classic stuff. This is from just this month in general. I did get a bunch of good stuff, so we'll just jump right into it. Found some boxed N64 stuff, which is kind of odd. You never really see that out in the wild. But pretty cool. I'll show you what I got here. We got an N64 memory for your controller. Memory card slot. Box pretty nice. Pretty good shape. Nothing spectacular about that. We have a RF module for the N64, and what's crazy about this is factory sealed. So you guys can see that. Not really. You can kind of see it shining there, but this is crazy. This is a factory sealed RF module. Apparently they didn't need it, so they just didn't bother taking it out of the package. Whatever. Fine by me. One game I was happy to get, complete in box, even though the box is kind of rough, which I kind of have that problem. I find rough N64 boxes, which is weird. The GoldenEye 007, classic N64 game, first-person shooter, multiplayer game. Really fun. I love this game, so it's great to have it complete in box. Then we have Perfect Dark, which is another one that is kind of like 007, same kind of style, just a little different. Still a lot of fun. But complete in box can't go wrong, right? And then the last complete in box game for the N64, which is a kind of crappy game in my opinion. Never really played through this, but what I have played of it, it's not that great of a game, but it's a complete in box game, so, and it was cheap, so why not, right? Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. Like I said, not a great game, but you know, this might go up in value due to the new movie coming out at the end of the year. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but hey, maybe I'll sell it later. I don't know, maybe I'll just keep it, who knows. But hey, why not, right? Can't beat it. It was cheap, so. Alright, moving on. Another cheap thing I got. So, went to Half Price Books in town here. It's a Half Price Books outlet, so it's not like a normal Half Price Books. Everything they have is like super discounted. A lot of their games and stuff are like $2 to $5. You don't really find, you know, good games in there. A lot of sports games in that, but I was kind of surprised to find this in there because every time I go there, I'd never find anything. But I just go, you know, maybe once on a whim, I'll find something, and actually, I did this time. So I've got Final Fantasy XI, the online version. As you can see, what I paid for it was $2, and this actually has the game, which it has both the game and I think, yeah, this is, you can, if you put this in, you can play online, and then there's a normal game. But then it also comes with like a full color strategy guide, like mini strategy guide. So that's pretty cool. And there's actually some codes on the back here. I didn't even know about that. Registration codes for online. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And hey, for, you know, $2 for a Final Fantasy game for $2, can't go wrong there. So that was pretty nice little find there. So alright, moving along, I did get one GameCube game. I got the second version of this game. Was it last month or maybe 2 months ago? I'm not sure, but this is the original Super Monkey Ball. Pretty fun party game. If you have like 3-4 people playing this is fun to just pull out and it's a party game. It's up a whole bunch of mini games and that, so a lot of fun. Then I did a trade. Did I do a trade or did I pay cash? I don't remember. No, I think I just paid cash for this. But guy on Facebook had something. It's a non-game related thing, but I've never seen this before, and I never knew this actually existed as a cartoon series. But he had Mega Man, the complete series, cartoon series. So I mean, I've never seen this before, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought I'd check it out. It wasn't that expensive, so I just picked it up. I think they only made 4 discs like that. One series. They kind of look like NES cartridges, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check this out once I get time to. But I've never seen this before. So, and then he actually included some bonus stuff, which was very nice of him. These are Mega Man NT Warrior volume DVDs. This is kind of like the Battle Network stuff. Never really got into it, the Battle Network Mega Man stuff, but hey, this was included with it, so hey, why not, right? Oh, and then this is an actual game, which I never thought I would find this. It's a PC game. Obviously, I can't run it on my computer now. You're gonna have to have, was it like Windows 98 or something along there. Not really sure. But Mega Man X for the PC, which once again I thought I'd never have, but hey, why not? It's a Mega Man game, right? Why not? If I won't never be able to play it, I can still play the Super Nintendo version. So not gonna complain. So cool. That was cool. So yeah, awesome. Next I have a Super Nintendo game that I thought I'd probably not get. I've looked at it, overlooked it in the past. I've played this. It's pretty hard. I think it's harder harder, if not just as hard as the original game. That's on the regular Nintendo. But that is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. If you can see if it'll focus there. Like I said, it's a fun game. It's just pretty damn hard in my opinion. But I thought, why not? I'll pick it up this time. And then lastly, so this is kind of like pretty epic here. So, so I decided to go into a Kmart. If you guys don't know what Kmart is, it's kind of like Walmart, Target in a way. It's its own little store. But if you guys do have a Kmart in your area, I highly suggest you go inside and take a look and see what video games they have. Like I said, I just went in there because I know they're starting to I think they're liquidating their whole video game section because there was just a very small section of games. A lot of different games though, like they had DS games, they have PS3 games, there was some 360 games. I think I saw some PS4 games too. But they all varied in price. Everything that they had was clearanced out. They're just clearancing it out, trying to get rid of it. A lot of kids games were there when I was inside there, but I did end up finding a couple DS games that I didn't have a clue. I didn't understand why these are marked so cheap, because these are all brand new games. Never been opened, you know. Still factory sealed. But I ended up snagging 2 copies of Sonic Colors for the Nintendo DS. And if you can see the price here, it says $2. Okay. Now that's cheap, really cheap, right? Well, I ended up taking these to the register and they were even cheaper. These rang up as $1.10 a piece. So to get 2 Nintendo DS factory sealed games for, you know, $3 and some change, you know, it's crazy. Actually less than that, right? Almost $3, like 2 something. But the funniest thing about this is, you guys know Jason. If you don't know Jason, check out his channel, TJ Kitsune. He's a huge Sega guy. He's a big Sonic freak, but you also know who he is. But he has like over 50 Sonic games, okay? And I messaged him, I said, do you have this game? And he's like, yeah, I have this game. Well, he messaged me about 10 minutes later. He says, you know what? I do not have this Sonic game. He's like, it is not in my library. So how freaking ironic is it that the only Sonic game that I find, and it's clearanced out, it's discounted, and I have it. So maybe we can work out a trade, maybe. No. Actually, I'll probably just give this to him because it was $1. I mean, come on, really, $1. $1.10. So, hey. But I just find it kind of funny and ironic that this is like the only Sonic game I really have. Well, I take that back. I do have the Sonic games for the Genesis. But this is like a Sonic game I find in the wild, and out of all the games, he doesn't have this game. So that's so bizarre. But anyway, that's cool. So guys, if you ever run across a Kmart, go inside and look at the video games. You just never know what the heck you're going to find. And you might find something even better than what I found, you know. They're liquidating their whole video game section. It's kind of sad, but, you know, that's how it goes. But that's it for this month. I apologize, the video's a little long. I had a lot of stuff to get to, so if you guys got through it, I appreciate it. If you always like up this video, subscribe. You don't have to, but it helps me a lot. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.